Sasha.
Hi guys, today I'm going to speak about a very important topic, actually about freedom. But well, let's start from the beginning. When in 2014, the idea of Web3 appeared in the market and we started to think about that, the idea behind the concept was the free internet for everyone. Freedom of speech, a lot of speculations over that, but the ability to access the information about and the ability to express your opinions freely. And we started to think about our architectures, we started to think about a realization of that, many projects were there, and we all were thinking that we are steadily and consciously moving to that sort of like freedom, ability to speak freely. And then COVID hit the planet. Majority of the people were segregated, separated, sitting in small spaces and getting most of their information from internet. I mean, traditional medias were already kind of compromised. Nobody really trusted TV, but still, the whole planet trusts internet. Majority of the people thinking, okay, if I'm reading from internet, that's like truth and I can trust that, or I can find the trustful information there. And I'm free to read and consume, and also I do have certain possibility to express my opinion. We all have social media. We can post on social media. You can post on Facebook, you can do the vlogging, you can do YouTube, and that seems to be that you have that freedom already. At the same time, the whole Web3 stack and how we developed that was massively focused on decentralization of the backend. Most of the solutions we creating to support Web3 ideas, they're about backend. And there are hell of the ideas, hell of the already huge, I would say, legacy of Web3, which supports that. But at the same time, guys, look how we consume the information. When we consume information through internet, you normally reach the browser, and there are not that many variety, and try to think who is behind this browser technology. And then try to think consciously how you are getting information, how you are choosing the source of the information. Normally, you have your own followers, you have your own sources in social media, and that limits how you receive the information. And you also use various searches. But try to think who is behind that. Who are those URL owners or social media owners? You will still be stuck with the handful of the big corporations who are implementing a lot of creative technologies too. They do their marketing, they do their business. Google still decides what you are able to find and what you are not. And you normally do not realize how it's being manipulated. You are taking the results of the search in Google as granted. You are thinking that you are consuming, you are doing search for the whole information available on the internet. Try to think, is it really true? The same with Facebook. You are speaking, you are reading to your friends, you are searching for certain communities and something. Recently you know about being banned, about cancel culture, about all of that. Try to realize how your information field is being manipulated, how your access to the information is being manipulated. And then look, you have only 6 browsers to consume the information. So, and a lot of most of their browsers, they implement the technology, safe website access. Who knows how it's chosen if your website is safe for others to read or not? Who knows how, when you are reading the Facebook, is chosen to whom you can reach and who is appearing in your friend line? For all of the social media you're actually consuming, you are not in a control on the information sources at all. That's those owners and the owners of the social media who are in control. And majority of the people on this earth, they do not realize that. They're thinking that they still get everything which is possible. And the conscious thinking about that is, I actually would like to escape this lock. I want to understand and control to what I'm listening to. And that's like, it's different sort of the freedom. That's not a freedom to speak. Now, majority of the people, like everyone, have the possibility to speak. But the freedom to choose the information sources, they're still not here because it's heavily manipulated. And when you are speaking freely, you may be in a silent ban. So, yeah, you speak freely, but nobody can see what you're saying. And you are under assumption that they do. So, what's the escape from that? And I'm actually going to speak about a technology which states, like, on the level 4 of Web3 stack, on the front end, which decentralizes your front-end experience. And this technology, it's basically the browser plugin, still browser, and that's still the wiki point of the technology because we still do not have the community-led browser. Still, browsers are owned by corporations, and still the ability to run those and those plugins is still limited there, but we are moving. We are moving that direction. But let's speak about the technology. That's a browser plugin which works when the HTML is finally rendered. So you get the HTML, you're creating by using the adapter DOM structure, logical, accessible structure out of this HTML. And then you have Dapplet, which is functional application which can embed bits and pieces, can consume information, can embed information, and to add that to the already rendered website. Which means that the owner of the website actually have no clue. But the person who has a plugin and who switched the functional application can access the functionality. And and this application, which does something functional, and I will show you examples later, can have a backend, can have the decentralized backend, and can access the whole Web3 stack. We just decentralizing user experience, decentralizing front end. Because this augmentation and these additions to the HTML, additions to the existing websites, we used to call that augmentations. Those augmentations can be added from any size for anything where adapter is creating. And the whole this idea, because that's the platform, that's a plugin, platform, possibility to create adapters, possibility to create Dapplets. That exists with the community, where platform core gives ability to developers to create as many adapters as you would like to have. Which means that any website can be turned into the structure where information, like where the augmentation points can be inserted. And then it can be the same developers, it can be another group of the developers, it can be anyone, and that's very easy to create. You can create functional applications for existing adapters. And obviously, when we're speaking about like the new internet structure, the level 4 on top of the existing one, you need the possibility to know that those Dapplets exist. You need the possibility to choose the adapters. And for that, the listers are, like the concept of listers was created. So those are like the Googles, but they are independent community, and that can be, like anyone can be a lister. You just name the Dapplets which you'd like. And behind those role models, and developers can be 2 levels. They can be more advanced developers who are doing checking, who are doing validation of the other Dapplets, so not to allow the malicious structures in a system. So, and all of this is combined, and there's like crypto economy behind that. So the right behaviors are motivated. So the behaviors to create more adapters. The possibility for Dapplets to create their own crypto economy is also pretty easy. You can get your own bending curve, and you can make the functional application on level 4, like having your own token. And basically, it gives the ecosystem, it gives the community motivation to create this layer. Basically, to give people and to give the society ability to choose information sources. Stay conscious about what you listen to, and not only ability for you to speak freely and to be heard, but also ability, like for many of people, that's more important to understand what they consume. And this structure that allows society to create this rich, accessible information and ability to consume that. And that's not a theory. I mean, we do have, there's a platform that works. And there are already a number of applets which you can download, which you can consume. And they're, like, I will give you some examples. Well, they're not all about the freedom of speech, but quite of them are demonstrating the ability of platform, because what the technology is looking is adoption. We need developers. We need, well, at least we need owners who are inventing the ideas of the applets. But currently, what is existing? Twitter tipping. So you can motivate the right expression of opinion in Twitter. You basically turning on the doublet. You do have tipping button there, and you connecting your near wallet, for example. And when you read something which you like, in which you like to be motivated and to be on top, you are tipping that. And a person who is owner of that on Twitter and connected their Twitter account to their near wallet will receive your tips. And that's the possibility for society to motivate. And that's, I mean, then you can bring the right opinions or to what you believe higher. Another one is Swarm Search Doublet, where in YouTube, when you're conscious that you need certain content to be available for you or available for others, you can hit a button, again, augmentation button, and pay in Swarm for storage, and this video content would be moved to the Swarm storage. And when you are searching on YouTube, when you have the Swarm search adapter, it will seamlessly combine the search results in YouTube and in Swarm, because it knows which one it stores in Swarm. And you will see that seamlessly. And you can get the access to anything which would ban on YouTube, and you can see that. So you are getting escaped from this YouTube manipulation that something is not appropriate. And yeah, we do have other doublets, which basically, the video search works not only in YouTube, it works also on Google. And there are like other possibilities to augment. But I'm really like, don't lock your mind to what is already existing. That's the platform which enables you to get rid of this lock of owner of the website, of the owner of the social media, of the owner of the search, which basically controls what is shown. So yeah, I'm at the end, and I can answer questions if there are any. I was too quick? Yeah?
So right now, can we wait for the microphone and then thank you very much. So thank you for the presentation. So right now there's a tendency in browsers So right now there's a tendency in browsers to disable this kind of functionality. And there are some good and some bad reasons for it. So my question is, how do you imagine the way forward? So how are you going to stay ahead of this kind of movement?
Thank you for a very good question. That's basically the next thing we're thinking about. Because, well, not only for that reason, we really need a community-led browser. We really need an independent browser. And there are several attempts, like there are several approaches towards that. You can look to Brave, which is still corporate-led, but basically what we are working, we are trying to combine the crowd, we are trying to combine Ethereum-based people or all the people who are interested in that and other projects of creation of our own independent community-led browser, which would embed all the crypto functionality we need, will finally get us possibility to integrate with all the possible wallets. We've finally get us the possibility to integrate this level for features, because that's not the only existing projects targeting this level. We really need that, and that's the next move. And obviously, that would be kind of logical, where the existing browsers will actually move this path, because that's the logical future. I mean, you can resist the technology, but up to a certain time, I was talking to actually Google and Chrome and saying, guys, when you finally let us to connect wallets? And they're slowly moving there. But I think as a community, as a big community of the people who believe in that, we can be much more successful. And yeah, crypto browser, I mean, the community-led browser, I think it's a logical step which will give us enough freedom and which will move us to the final implementation of the Web3 stack how it should be, not only with the back-end decentralization, but with the front-end decentralization too.
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. I was wondering what your thoughts are on moderation of content and freedoms on limits on the freedom of speech. Sorry about that.
Well, my thinking here is we are giving the technical possibility to get all opinions. And I think that's the true democratization of that. And then society will manage itself. Basically, having possibility to speak independently, that would be logical that if the majority of the society wants that to be moderated, that would be economically done. We are giving the fair and flexible economical model, which means that if there is like incentivization behind that, it would be implemented, and being more consumed will go on the top of the list. And it would be really, like, we give the society the possibility to regulate that themselves. But at the same time, like, I know some skepticism about all the controversial content being published. Yes, but again, if the society is ready to get rid of that, the majority will be like, and there still would be a way for those who have alternative opinion to reach that, just use different applets. And yeah, basically, I'm speaking about enablement. I'm speaking about making that possible. And then there's a like psychological aspect of what finally would be possible. But let's leave it to psychologists and again to society to decide themselves. I don't think that there is a right in this planet for several people or several corporations to decide it for the rest. I do not believe, like, well, that's actually about the brainwashing. It's about, I don't think that a silent moderation or even open moderation will give the freedom we deserve. More questions? Then I think I'm done. Oh, okay. Thank you.
So if there's no more questions, thank you very much, Sasha.